Welcome to another episode of Barman Saturdays, and this week I also decided to take a look at Harvie and the Magic Museum. And I'll admit, I kind of forgot about this film for a little bit. I was trying to make a list of all the episodes of Barman Saturdays I still need to cover for November, and this one slipped my mind. I just could not recall it for the life of me. And I only remembered I had watched it when I went to Dollar Tree and saw another copy of it sitting in their selection of movies they got in for their holiday sale, because they'll get in these massive 8, 9, 10 boxes just stuffed with DVDs. And there's another copy of this film in there. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to talk about Harvie and the Magic Museum. So yeah, it's bad when the film is forgettable, after just a couple weeks. It says all kinds of bad things about your movie right there. And I would say, yeah, this is a very bland, forgettable movie. I mean, sure, Harvey's an unlikable brat of a character that gets thrust in the hero role.
Why should I listen to you anyway, huh? I'm the best puppet master in the world. You got that?
But his transition to being, the character you're supposed to care about when he's trying to save the world is not done very well. So you're left with a hero you can't even root for. And then the villain is just doesn't have anything going for him. He's not funny and engaging. He's not intimidating. He's not some villain you love to hate, with a passion, like Lord Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, or even the smug superior Cell. There's just nothing going for Bastor the Puppet Master as a villain. I mean, I guess he's meant to be maybe more of a comedic villain, but he just falls flat, so he's an unfunny, funny villain. The worst kind.
What? You again? Come here! You do as I say!
So yeah, this film is just, one of those ones I'd say, just skip it, because you just cannot get invested in it enough to give a damn about anything that's going on in the film. So I remember when I was watching it, now that I think about it, I kept pausing, and then going to do something else, come back, watch a little bit, go do something else. I had to keep taking breaks while watching this movie, because I just could not get invested enough to give a damn, to even get through it all in one sitting. And that says a lot about this film, because I've watched some bad movies, and this one's so hard to get invested in, and forgettable ultimately, that it just isn't worth it. And that's a sad thing to say about this film, because it's based on some rather famous puppets made by a Czech puppet master back from the 1920s, and some of them I think were made in the 1930s maybe. The main duo was made in 1920, and the other one was made in 1926. He started with the father character and then made the son character later. So yeah, we have a movie based on a licensed property. We just had a commercial success, for decades. And it's a total commercial flop. And that's even, though I guess it's not surprising in some ways. This film spent 7 years in development. So there must have been a lot of hands in the kitchen, is all I'm saying, when it came to the writing of this movie. So maybe it's not a surprise that it was a complete and utter failure, ultimately. It's a sad thing to say, because I would have liked to see, a good film based on these puppets, because it would have been my introduction to them. This was how I was introduced to these world-famous puppets, through this movie, and now I don't want to see anything else to even do with them, really, because this movie's that bad. For some, it might inspire them to go look them up to see, material they're good in. But for me, I'm just like, first impressions are everything, And this is a really bad first impression. So, yeah, I just say, hard pass on this one. There are fun bad movies out there, and this is not one of them. It's one of those bad movies that, is a chore to sit through. Until next time, then. See ya.
Let me go, you big, mean, ugly puppet thing!
Let go? You'll fall if I let you go. Your choice.